Hey everybody, GC13 here. The final arc of Summer Camp Island's 5th season, Susie and the Babies, clues us in to the magical identities, or lack thereof, of 3 more campers. We start by learning that Oliver is a monster. We end by learning that Lem is nothing. And right in between, we learn that Alexa is a giant. While each camper has a tough journey to tackle in their respective episodes, Alexa's stands out as being the toughest. Sure, Oliver precociously protests all day and still never learns he's a monster. And Lem is really worried about Susie being mad at her. But nothing compares to the physical trials Alexa goes through. And remember, this is Alexa we're talking about. Physical trials are her jam.
As you know, I'm a super strong person. I'm captain of my softball team, I drink my tea hot, and I leave the crusts on my ham and cheeses. Not because my mom said, but because it hardens me.
She's been doing physical trials for years, so the fjords should be easy peasy, right? Well, the fjords almost got her in one. Her first trial is to climb a massive cliff face. Not only is Alexa insulted by a rude bird, she's also exhausted when she reaches the top. Once she gets up there, though, she should be ready to do a giant's work. Hang off the top of the cliff and punch clouds. Except, Alexa has a hard time just hanging onto the cliff, let alone reaching out and punching clouds. No amount of ham and cheese sandwich crust is going to prepare you for that. Alexa falls. Skadi saves her before she hits the ground, but at this point, Alexa is completely drained. She does something she's never done before. She gives up.
Look, cliff climbing, cloud punching, I'm just not made for this stuff.
And it was here that I expected to get the moral of the episode. That Alexa wasn't ready. Yet. You have to build your way up to everything, including the absurd levels of physical strength Skadi displays every day. Especially the absurd levels of physical strength Skadi displays every day. I wonder if Skadi takes vitamin supplements. The not ready yet moral did have some groundwork laid by Skadi earlier in the episode.
Haha, Captain! You're hardly a rookie slugger, so let's put a pin in the captain thing and focus on training up those fists, huh?
It even fits with what we learned about Skadi all the way back in Season 1. She was proud of herself for setting a new cloud punching record and wanted to tell her mother. The thing is, though, her mother was a much better cloud puncher than her. Which is fair enough, because she's been cloud punching longer than Skadi, and takes her job very seriously. But, just like in Monsoon, we make the decision to ignore Skadi's mother and go for a different moral. Instead, Skadi takes Alexa to get some hot cocoa, and we get the true moral of the episode. Alexa is ready to do giant stuff. She's just not meant to do giant stuff like Skadi. She needs to do giant stuff like Alexa. You see, Skadi wasn't the only one laying the groundwork for a moral. By this point, we've also seen mice repeatedly pleading with Skadi for a bit of moisture to assuage their chapped lips and dry skin, all to no avail. Skadi simply can't hear what they're saying. But when Alexa's idle flick of a cloud from her cocoa gives sweet, sweet moisture to our mouse friends, she can hear their relief loud and clear. On her break and no longer in a hurry, Skadi even pulls out her ear trumpet so she can hear too. The episode concludes with a cute scene of Alexa providing moisture to all of the small creatures of the fjords, including the tiniest deer I've ever seen, with Skadi watching over her from her clifftop perch. Then, as an added surprise, we find that Skadi even has another, far larger giant watching over her, packing a repeat of Alexa's learning to be a giant on her own scale rather than someone else's into just a few seconds right at the very end of the episode. It makes for a much more heartwarming ending than if we had, say, brought Skadi's mom back to remind us that there's always someone who's been at this longer than we have. Skadi is being a much better role model to Alexa than her own mother was to her, and it looks like she's found someone to look up to, too. What do you guys think? Which moral were you expecting? Were you happy with the moral we got? Let me know down in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, and make sure you subscribe to the channel for more cartoon videos.